Yes, sir. We're officially back at it. Boog, nice. Coming at you with another daily news update. So first and foremost, please go back, check out last episode of the Articulated Comic Book Art Podcast. Episode 336 is available for your listening and viewing pleasure. One thing I forgot to mention on the show was that Hasbro has gone through another round of layoffs, and this was in the news, but not really in the news. I don't feel like it was latched onto by a lot of the toy tubers and the people that love to hate Hasbro. But yeah, some compelling stories from some Hasbro employees with long tenure that were laid off recently. We know that this happens around this time every year. Some of the headlines here. I think I might have a quick news clip. I hope I could show this
evening for 100 employees at Hasbro Toys. Thanks for joining us. I'm John DeLuca.
And I'm Tiffany Murphy. They were laid off, and one of those employees tonight is speaking with ABC6 News. That employee worked there for 25 years. ABC6 News reporter Ryan Medeiros joins us in the studio tonight with his story. Ryan.
John, Tiffany, John Warden says his love for toy design started at a young age. His career at Hasbro coming to an end tonight after 25 years, but he says the memories will last forever. Rhode Island resident John Warden says working for Hasbro was a childhood dream.
You know, I'd wanted to be a toy designer since I was a little kid. My dad was a public school.
But there's that. Terrible news. Last week we know was New York ComicCon. We got the big unveil reveal of the X-Men 97 Sentinel. This weekend is MCM London Comic Con. Some of the same things we've seen or we saw at Hasbro's press breakfast are available to view at Hasbro's booth that they do have set up at MCM Comic Con, including the Ecto 1 and Ecto 1A, those two models, which is the Ghostbusters HasLab currently running. As of the time of this recording, they are over halfway to the minimum target goal of 12,000 backers. Personally, I think that this kind of stole the show last weekend at New York Comic Con, maybe kind of nudging out the Sentinel just a little bit. But some new reveals from Hasbro Marvel Legends, Dan trying to curb our expectations before the reveals. So far, only MCU reveals. So from the new Captain America movie, we've got Falcon, or Captain America rather, and then the new Falcon, and then we also got Red Hulk. Easy pass for me on all of these. You know I'm a comic guy through and through unless I can use some type of head sculpts or accessories or something from the MCU figure, or it's part of some Build-A-Figure wave, then usually I'll pass up on a lot of this stuff. But I think Dan Hu got one of these reveals, exclusive reveal. I'm not sure if we'll get more throughout the weekend. There were a couple of Star Wars reveals as well. Don't start me the line who or what these things are. I mean, I guess I do remember this dude from the pod races and the prequels. But yeah, they had a booth set up with Legends, Joes, Ghostbusters, Transformers stuff. I feel like there was a couple of new G.I. Joe reveals as well. But again, we may see some more things throughout the weekend. And if not, Hasbro's 1027 event is running right on top of MCM London Comic Con. So I think many of us are eagerly anticipating this potential Savage Land 3-pack. Keep you guys posted if I hear anything else. My ear is to the street. Please don't forget to check out my quickie interview with June of Jada Toys. I got to chop it up with him last weekend at New York Comic Con. That video is available right here on the channel. And speaking of Jada Toys, Rick told us on the podcast last night that he was able to pick up DJ. And I'm seeing quite a few people that have him in hand as well. I think Unparalleled Universe has a review. So this is hitting store shelves right now. Rick found them at Target. And again, tune in to the interview to hear about what's coming down the pipeline for Jada Toys. I know Mezco did show off a couple of other characters and figures that should be coming out of there, sort of like Rumble Universe, including Tangerine. And I did get a payment notification, or I paid for this Golden Age Robin some time ago. I don't know when it's actually going to ship. But yeah, after some of those other big reveals from Mezco from New York Comic Con this past weekend, I think they'll be on a little low for a little while. We talked quite a bit about SH Figure Arts, Bandai Tamashii Nations on the podcast. I'm really interested in this Peter B. Parker. It looks like such a nice figure, but seeing as though I only have Spider-Man 2099 from this newest Spider-Verse movie from SHF, I think I might just stick with Sentinel. I had no clue that they had actually teased Spider-Punk through Sentinel, and I may just stick with Sentinel altogether and get all of the newer characters from the new movie, or the newer versions of some of the older characters from the new movie through Sentinel. I did see Spider-Punk from SHF at the Tamashii store here here in New York last weekend too. Looks really, really good. And I am tempted to go back and pick up some of these figures. We had about 6 offerings, I believe, or 6 characters through SHF so far. Oh, I forgot to mention that I did actually get a shipping notification for my Giant Man. So a lot of people on the East Coast are starting to get shipping notifications and actually starting to get Giant Man in hand. I did talk about that on the podcast last night. Eye gate seems to be a widespread problem with some of the eyes on a lot of these. We'll see what happens when I get mine and unbox it. Okay, so during the 1027 event today, we did actually get one reveal that was worth something on the Marvel Legends side. We are going to get a Moonstone Miss Marvel to continue trying to round out this Dark Avengers team 30 years later, but it's happening. So we need quite a few updates to the players from this team. We're going to need a new Daken. We got Sentry. We got Norman Osborn. We could use an updated Ares at some point. We need a Dark Hawkeye. But Dan is pretty much hinting that we will get these soon. Now, the next event is the Luca event in Italy, which is coming up on Halloween that weekend. So we'll stay tuned into that and keep hoping and praying for this Savage Land set. And I'll tap back in with you guys soon. Bye.
I'm in the game, I'm grinding. I got to play 24 hours in a day, 7 days out the week. I never sleep. I'm on my grizzly bear, 52 weeks out the year. Yeah.